Did you do the prediction on who will win? Yes, I did. So I think we came to the conclusion that Mahomes is obviously going to do well. He has like great things going on in his chart. However, I do think he's either going to piss everyone off at one point or he's going to get injured or something. Like, I think he's susceptible to maybe falling short. And I mean, for Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure he's not going to be falling too short. Purdy's going to burn out, I think, pretty quickly. Like, they both have good things going on in their chart. Granted, they're both playing in the Super Bowl. So clearly, like, neither of them are having the worst day of their life. It's an incredible opportunity either way. Purdy's chart, though, reflects someone who maybe goes hard and fast too early and burns out or quickly gets frustrated with feelings of failure. And Mahomes' chart kind of looks like there can be a lot of challenge, but prevailing through the face of challenge. What I think might happen is that, like I said, Mahomes might either get injured or he might get a bad call. Like, it might look like the Chiefs are going to lose, and then I think that Travis Kelce is literally going to save the day. It makes sense to me prediction-wise, astrologically. It makes sense to me socially, politically, in terms of like, we know what team the money's really going into. I think it makes sense for propping up Travis Kelce's brand of an American hero. So all that makes sense to me. I would be mind blown if the Chiefs didn't win. If they don't, for whatever reason, I think that no, I think they're gonna win. I think they're gonna win. They both teams had good things going on. I will say that looking at the charts that I used for the teams themselves, meaning that I used the birth chart of like any date I could find documenting the conception of both the Chiefs and the 49ers, which aren't solid dates because you obviously can't find the date that like the team was created, but rather like the first game under the name the Chiefs when they got renamed from the Texans, or the day that letters were sent out for the 49ers. So like, because you can't find an actual date, I was just kind of coming up with extra context as like another point to kind of draw objective conclusions from. And the 49ers chart, based off of the date that I used, was like profoundly good in comparison to the Chiefs. The Chiefs' birth chart as a team was not promising. So I'm like, let's say the Chiefs lose. There's something about like Travis Kelce that's still being heavily supported. I was wondering if Taylor Swift would maybe do a surprise performance. I don't think she will. I think she's smart and she's playing a longer game of trying to win over and steal the hearts of the football fans. So what's the most annoying thing that Taylor Swift could do today to a Chiefs fan is perform and like put the attention on her and make it about her. So I think she might be smart, and if given the opportunity to speak into a mic or have a platform or something, I think she will be smart enough to really shift that attention to Travis Kelce and make it all about how she supports him. Probably shots of like her and his family, same thing we've been seeing. If she does happen to perform or get up on that stage or something, she will still make it about Travis Kelce. I tweeted that like this is less of a Super Bowl football game and it's more of like a Broadway play. Like there's a lot of like flamboyant energy in the air. I think that there is going to be a really exciting halftime show. There's a lot of surprises. Uranus is really activated. I do think there might be like a big pivot where we really, really, really think one team is like taking the cake, absolutely no doubt, and then it like shifts probably around 9 or 10 p.m. I think it's gonna be like a whoa, okay, new variable in the mix or like new circumstance we have to adapt to. I do think people will be on their toes. I think it'll be a fun game to watch. Yeah, my thoughts on that. So she has Pluto about to conjoin her natal, like literally right now, it's conjunct her natal Venus. I don't think Taylor Swift's gonna have the best year. Like, Pluto's profound change and its transformation, it can be very empowering, but it usually like kicks you down first. It usually like, you know, kicks you while you're down so that you have to empower yourself rather than getting it from an external source. People will tell you Pluto transits are like, oh my God, like they're not good. They don't feel good. They're never comfortable. They really are very painful before they're rewarding. I kind of think she's having a downfall a little bit this year. I don't think it's only limited to Travis Kelce. I don't think it's like, I think it's a longer term thing because Pluto on her natal Venus is like kind of hovering there for like 2 years. So I think that she's just gonna be stepping into what is a new phase of her career where she's far more susceptible to, I think what it is people, we're moving into a time where people are really craving more authenticity from celebrities. And I think that the celebrities that do the best, that are most admirable, are the ones that shut the fuck up and they don't talk, because it's easy to love someone that doesn't say stupid things. That's why people love Beyonce. It's why people love Rihanna, because they know to shut their fucking mouths. Taylor Swift, to me, is someone that keeps her mouth shut unless you're a fan of her and you like know everything she's doing all the time. But even then, she has like a mystery, like an air to her where like you don't really know what she would do in this situation, or you can't really picture her doing X, Y, and Z. Like, she's very well branded. And I think that when you pull that curtain back, that's why people say like never meet your idols, because like I think what's happening is we are seeing more of her and people are maybe surprisingly really not liking it. Yeah, like I think it's just the thing too with Pluto and Venus is sometimes like Pluto Venus is not like it's very like Maddie and Nate from Euphoria. Like, it's not good. In the best way, very, very best, like most utopian perspective ever, it can be like meeting someone that profoundly changes you for the best in love, or having like a life-altering change to your finances. And then in other ways, it's like really toxic, borderline abusive power and control dynamics and exploitation and things like that. So her relationship with Travis Kelce, I don't think is just this little blip in her timeline. Like, I do think it's indicative or like a mark of things changing in her career. And I also think that, like, I really do think a lot of it's politically. Like, I do think she is getting paid to, like, do something. And I know that that's, like, a vague statement. I don't understand how people don't understand that, like, the reason you hear more and more about someone at any given time isn't because they're, like, just being cooler lately. It's, like, because they're being funded to have more attention on them, especially someone as private as her. Like, usually the money goes towards staying the fuck away from her. So the fact that she's willingly allowing so much attention to be on her makes me wonder, like, okay, what is this in preparation for? And that Pluto Venus thing can be like a profound change to her finances, but again with like secrecy and power and control dynamics and things like that. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe she is somehow politically aligned. Like, I don't know, it's interesting. There's a lot to say about it. Travis, I mean, yeah, Travis's like Chiefs, I think, are gonna win. Thank you for saying you like my tattoos. Travis's chart, it's so funny because it doesn't necessarily reflect like, it doesn't like look like he's playing the Super Bowl today. Like, it's not like this action-packed chart. Like, he's having what is like a, you know what's crazy? Travis and Taylor both have the same north node at the same degree. So the sun is conjunct their north node, their life purpose, today at the same time. What are the fucking odds of that? That is bizarre. And so I'm like, why today? That's why I keep saying that the game is less about the game and more about their relationship. There is like something in the works for the both of them today that almost like has nothing to do with the Super Bowl and everything to do with like the trajectory of their career and lives from from today moving forward. And we're also having a Mars-Pluto conjunction on Valentine's Day, and that's conjunct Taylor's Venus. So literally just pay attention to Taylor Swift now through the from the rest of the month. We'll just say the second half of February, because if it's the craziest thing ever and they are getting engaged and there is, I don't think she's necessarily pregnant. I would say it's probably more of an engagement thing. She could be pregnant. I don't know. That was another thing because the birth rate is down. And we know that Taylor Swift owns that white millennial Democratic vote. She does. So whatever Taylor Swift does now will reflect in elections. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's not. That's why you see like your favorite nice liberal celebrities like around election season start being like, your vote counts, vote for the right person, the one that's gonna fight for us. And then it always ends up being the worst person because either fucking party is gonna destroy our country either way. Don't know why people have not realized that yet. Yeah, literally just another day for him. The thing is, like, looking at the astrology of the players, like, for the Super Bowl makes me believe more that it's rigged. Because I'm like, this shit is, like, it's not real. It's not real. There's no way that we just throw a bunch of people on a field and we're like, let's see who wins. Like, I'm sorry, I wish it was like that. I don't think it is at all. I think it's like similar, maybe not as precise as like WWE, how they like literally rehearse the exact moves and like lines and stuff like that. I think it's probably more so rigged through the refs. Mahomes' chart is pretty good. It's very pivotal as well. He actually has some like challenging stuff going on after the Super Bowl. So that's what made me be like, is he gonna lose? And like, this is the aftermath of it. Because the way I kind of look at it, I'm like, all right, realistically, I'm like a fucking NFL player. I made it to the Super Bowl. This is my dream, right? What does the weeks leading up to and the weeks after look like? Winning or losing the Super Bowl, you're still in a really good spot in life. But if you win, your money goes up, your opportunities go up, you get a bunch of sponsorships, you probably buy a new house, there's probably some things changing in your living situation. Like, all of those things come after that. And then if you lose the Super Bowl, there's probably what is a fucking identity crisis and a do I keep doing this, and like a lot of self-worth issues and things like that. So both Purdy, I only look at the quarterbacks, which maybe that's like irresponsible of me. I literally only look at the quarterbacks and Travis Kelce. And Mahomes' chart is similar to last year's when he won the Super Bowl. So because we're having a little bit of deja vu, I'm like, all right, that's good. He has a lot of support with his most challenging planets, which I like to see. But weirdly, after the Super Bowl, it looks like there can be some conflicting things happening with his wife, both before and after. I mean, it's literally today, but I helped Lauren Ash, the girl I did the article with, like a few weeks ago. I sent in notes for it, and we've been seeing his wife under fire a little bit because she got Sports Illustrated. That makes her a bad person for some reason, because the men who are fans of these football players like literally would do anything to be in that position. That video of her not being able to get Pat Mahomes' brother into the stands or whatever. People say she looks like she has a fucking attitude, you know, a whole bunch of stupid shit. So there's actually some things going on with his wife. I feel like I low-key thought I saw something where I was like, are they getting divorced? They're married, right? I think they're married. Wait, let me look at it now, because now I want to be right about that. But I was like, are they having issues, him and his wife? Basically, Pat has more support for the challenges in his chart, whereas Purdy's chart falls a little bit more flat. It doesn't feel like a monumental win. It feels like there is some challenge that he might fall like victim to. He might slip under it, under the pressure of it. But Mahomes' chart looks like he has the support of Kelce. So I think that if we are having this moment where we're like, oh my fucking God, like Mahomes is blowing it, fuck, we're fucked, that Travis is probably gonna save the day. I tried to look at Justin's chart. I have to say, I didn't see anything monumental. He does have transiting Venus conjunct his Neptune. That's the only thing that made me be like, maybe, hopefully, because Neptune is like far and wide. It's very vast. It's like performing for a big crowd. It's also the magic within a secret, within like a hidden piece of hidden motive. So I'm like, okay, if it's a surprise that he's going to perform for a bunch of people, then I like that. It makes sense to me. Usher's chart is like insane. And he has like a very pivotal, like full circle, life altering, slower moving transit happening right now, but Usher's going through something, baby. He is like dying and being rebirthed again. Things around love and money and like looks and sexual attraction and stuff like that are really changing and coming full circle for him. So if it's career oriented, I'm like, okay, this would make sense if he brought his protege out on stage. Like that would be a full circle moment to see that the child he literally brought into this industry is now a full grown man, and they can do their song that they had together when he was a child, now both as adults. If it's not that though, I really think Usher's performance is going to be impeccable. It's probably going to be very cinematic, like very, very visually, aesthetically pleasing. Other than that, I think like in his career, maybe not today, because it's not just today, it's a longer term transit. I just think he might be like, I don't think Usher can rebrand. I just think he's entering new territory. Whether that be like a new relationship or even something as like crazy as like coming out of the closet or something like that, there's just he's just changing. He's becoming more honest and raw. There's like a mixed energy of throwing in the towel and retiring and closing up shop, but then this other energy of like being rebirthed into a new era. So I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm excited though. I think I like Usher. I think I like him. I was like, because the thing is, Usher's talked about the way that like Diddy groomed him and stuff before pretty openly, and that's what makes me like him, because I think that that's telling of his character. Granted, I don't know if he like, you know, but he has, I think, Pluto square his Mercury or something. So I was like, why do I feel like he's gonna say something crazy? And I was like, maybe he'll say something about Palestine, or maybe he'll like, I just think he'll say something or do something like profound that maybe is a little too real or like a little too raw or a little too honest. Like, you know, when sometimes celebrities just break that fourth wall and you're like, oh my God, like this isn't just a performance anymore. I think I equated this to like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, was the Kanye West thing. Like Kanye, when he was with I always forget that guy's name, but they were doing, it was like a 9/11 celebrity special stream or something, and Kanye said his lines. He said what he had to say, and then he was like, George Bush hates black people. Oh. Okay. Like, it's just, and then they had to literally fucking cut the cameras. So, I don't think Usher will say something like that. I don't think it'll be, you know, that abrasive, but I wouldn't be shocked if he did touch on something that maybe is taboo in some way. Whether it's just a sentence or it's like a whole thing, or just like a little thing he says in between songs or something. And if it's not happening out loud, it's happening in here. There's just something going on with Usher. I don't really know what else to say other than that. But I'm interested to see it. I'm honestly so excited. I'm gonna go to my friend's house, and they're such a football family. Like, they live and die by it. So I'm excited to be. My excitement comes from how seriously other people take it. So it'll be funny to watch. Ow, fuck. Oh my god, my back.